Welcome to our presentation for parents regarding STAAR. STAAR began in 2011-2012. It was authorized in House Bill 3 in the year 2009. STAAR stands for the State of Texas Assessment of Academic Readiness. It is a new assessment for us in Eagle Mountain-Saginaw ISD, and it is a new test and gives to us new opportunities. We've been down this path before. Each time we've needed a little help to have some time to adjust to the new assessment system. The same is true this year. We need a little bit of time to adjust. Every test that we've had since 1980 in the state of Texas has added a new layer of rigor and a new set of expectations for our students. Every time, the students in Eagle Mountain-Saginaw have always stepped up to the challenge, and we will again. Let's look at a few of the tests that have been provided in the state since 1980. The first was the TABS test. The TABS test was the Texas Assessment of Basic Skills. It was an exit level test, and our examples today are going to be using mathematics. If you'll notice, in this assessment we have a simple chart, and the simple chart has one step answer. And in this sample chart you see that we have to find the amount of crude oil with the state that has the least amount. So it's very easy to note that Louisiana is the state with the least amount. TEAMS is a test that started in 1986. If you'll notice, it contains a two-step problem. The first step is to look at the chart and find the point on the graph. Then you have to multiply that times the $300, which is stated in the question. This is a two-step problem, and it reflects a little bit of increased rigor. Next is the TOS test. The TOS test was the Texas Assessment of Academic Skills. Notice that this test requires a three-step process. First, you have to find the paper on the pie chart. Then you have to divide the tons of paper by the total tons. Notice that the students are not required to do any additional mathematics, as the total weight is figured for them. Then you have to take that and convert it to 40%. The next assessment was the TAX test, the Texas Assessment of Knowledge and Skills. Notice that with this assessment, it is a much more difficult test. Students are required to do 5 things: add up all the votes, determine which student finished third, then determine Bridget's percentage of votes, then to know that a pie chart has 360 degrees, then determine what 20% of that would be. The answer is 72%. Additionally, when we look at the STAAR assessment is a rigorous assessment, and this question found on the Algebra 1 assessment for the STAAR contains a very difficult quadratic function. There are 5 steps to solving this problem. All 5 steps require the student to have a significant amount of knowledge about Algebra 1. As you can see from this example, the STAAR test is considerably more rigorous. What do we know about the STAAR assessment? We know that it began in 2011-2012. We know that it was given in grades 3 through 8 and to first-year 9th graders, and we did not receive the results for grades 3 through 8 until January of this year. We do know that the students who are in grades 3 through 8 will take the reading, the math, the writing, the science, and the social studies in 8th grade. Writing is for 4th and 7th graders. In high school, it is not based upon the grade level that the student is in, but it is based upon the course that the students take. STAAR is an assessment of academic readiness. What does it mean to be an assessment of academic readiness? First of all, the TAKS test told us what our students were supposed to learn in their current grade or course. It looked backwards in time. Many of the STAAR assessments assessed content that was held in the prior grade years. So for example, in 8th grade reading, they may assess skills that were taught in previous grade levels in reading. However, the STAAR assessment assesses what the students learned in their current grade and are they prepared for the next grade or course. One of the key aspects of the STAAR assessment is that a student that scores level 2 satisfactory reflects that that student has learned the mastery for that course and is also ready for the next course. So a student who scored level 2 satisfactory on the 8th grade reading assessment would tell us that the child has learned a significant amount of the knowledge contained in that 8th grade course and that they're ready for 9th grade English. Ultimately, the purpose of the STAAR assessment was to let parents know that their students were post-secondary ready. We used college and career as a term for a number of years. However, we have changed that in recent years because we know that our students have multiple options, including at Tarrant County Northwest, a number of certification programs in addition to the opportunity to attend a 2-year school like Tarrant County College or to attend a 4-year university in the state of Texas or outside the state of Texas. TEA has been telling us for a number of years that STAAR will be significantly more rigorous than TAKS. Truly, that is the case. The questions are more complex and require more thinking. What is most important for a student to learn in the grade level will also have additional questions on the test, and the test will be longer. What does it mean for the questions to be more complex? In the past, for example, in 8th grade social studies, it would have been significant for a student to know Jamestown was founded in 1607. However, on the STAAR assessment, the test will assume that the child realizes that Jamestown was founded in 1607 and will want the child to take either a primary source document, a political cartoon, or some other artifact and with the knowledge that Jamestown was founded in 1607, look at the implications of all of those items together and come up with a statement or answer a question related to the significance in United States history to the founding of Jamestown. The STAAR assessment will be a longer assessment. In grades 3 through 8, there are 6 additional math questions. In reading, grades 3 through 8, there are 4 additional questions. Writing contains an additional composition at 7th and at 4th. In science, there are 4 additional questions, and in social studies at the 8th grade level, there's 4 additional questions. The end-of-course assessments, given in grades 9 through 11, will have anywhere from 2 to 13 additional questions. The STAAR assessment truly requires the students to think more. This is an example. In the TAKS item, you'll notice that it is basically when the student reads the question, that if they can come up with the equation, a simple subtraction equation, and they know how to deal with subtraction utilizing a negative number, then they can find the answer. However, if you look at the corresponding STAAR assessment item, it is more difficult. They have a multiple step problem and they have to be able to sort through a longer problem that has more information. Student performance on the STAAR assessment will be reported in 3 levels. Level 1 is unsatisfactory, Level 2 is satisfactory, and Level 3 is advanced academic performance. Advanced academic performance is not the same as the former commended on TAKS. Advanced academic performance truly is about a student being on track to score very well on the Algebra 2 and English 3 assessment their junior year and reflects at a high level a correlation to college entrance exams such as the SAT, ACT, and PSAT. In addition, it would reflect that a student is on track to do well on the AccuPlacer, which is another college entrance exam. There are some changes to the STAAR assessment. The new end-of-course exams and the grades 3 through 8 assessments are all limited to 4 hours. When you consider in 7th grade writing that a student would have to write 2 essays and answer some multiple choice questions, or in 9th grade writing would have to respond to 3 essays and some multiple choice items, the time limit does play a factor for our students. Now we are going to look at some of the results for our students from the prior year. 3rd grade reading we had 77% pass, and in 3rd grade math we had 68% pass. In 4th grade, you'll notice that the reading percentage went up to 82%, math was at 65%, and writing was at 76% Level 2 performance. Now remember that Level 3 performance is included within the subset of Level 2. Grade 5, we saw our students at 81% in reading, passed, in math 76%, and in science 78%. In 6th grade, notice that our students increased their passing percentage in reading in the advanced level to 20%. In math, our students scored satisfactorily 81%. In grade 7, we saw our students in reading at level 2 satisfactory reach 83% with 22% scoring advanced. Mathematics was at 77% and writing was at 80% with only 9% scoring advanced. However, due to the increased rigor of the assessment, we understood why there were so few that scored advanced. In 8th grade, our students did very well with reading at 88%, math at 83%, social studies was at 75%, however at the state level, state passing rate was only 58%. So the fact that our students scored that well and 21% scored advanced academic performance, the district was pleased. In science, we had 77% pass the assessment. In 9th grade, these are the spring results from the first administration of STAAR. We saw our students at 82% in algebra, 100 or 99.9% in geometry, 91% in biology. In English 1 reading, we saw our students at 76%, in writing 62%, and world geography 87%. We have been working vigorously this year on improving our English 1 reading and writing scores. We do have a phase-in. Phase-in just simply means that the passing standards will phase in to the final recommendation from the state. The passing standards this year will be the same as they were last year. However, in the 2014-2015 school year, we will see an increase in the passing standards. There are a number of legislative changes that are planned for EOCs. We do believe that there will be some type of change to the end-of-course assessments. However, we are unsure what that will be, so the district will continue to plan under what is adopted in current law. There is a growth measure for reading and mathematics in the STAAR assessments in grades 3 through 8. So parents will be able to see how their student is growing in their knowledge of mathematics and reading from year to year in grades 3 through 8 compared to the state and compared to other students in the district. Additionally, we are being told that the legislature will remove the 15% requirement for the EOCs. Our district and board of trustees have adopted a measure that removes the 15% requirement from the end-of-course grade in tested grade levels in 9th and 10th this year. Additionally, we are expecting the legislature to make changes to the graduation requirements for the coming school year, and there is some provision that those may be able to be adopted by current freshmen and sophomores. The district will continue to monitor the legislative actions and will continue to make changes to the district's program to stay in line with current and future law. Our focus in the district lately has been on curriculum efforts. We have been developing new curriculum, we've been developing new benchmark assessments, and new resources for teachers and students to utilize. Some of those resources include Think Through Math and iStation and Project Share. You can find additional information regarding these products on the district website on the Curriculum and Learning tab. We are also continuing to work with our teachers to provide professional development so that they understand the new writing requirements and understand the new assessments and the best way to assess key concepts in the curriculum. We are working with our students and teachers to understand the new testing procedures and the 4-hour time limit. Our district feels that we are ready for STAAR, and we will continue to be ready for STAAR, and we will continue to face the changes that might come as a result of our new legislative session that is in Austin, meeting at this very time. We anticipate changes to take place over the summer and for new changes to be available at the beginning of the new school year. We will continue to work to prepare our students for the rigor of the new assessments for this current school year. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact the district's Curriculum and Learning Department.